A very good day to all of you. My name is Sumendra and we will be discussing today on topic 7, telecommunication, internet and wireless technology. Basically, we will be covering on the components of communication networks, the networks and the standard itself. There are two fundamental different types of telecommunication networks. They are the telephone networks and the computer networks. This is a general idea. But these are actually merging together into one digital network which will be used as the shared internet technology and equipment itself. So both these voice and data communication networks have also become more powerful, faster, more portable, small and mobile, and of course less expensive. So in addition to the client computer and the major components used in a simple network includes the network operating system or the cards, better known as NICs, typically built into the client computers. Connection medium, where we know as cables or the wireless signals for transmitting the data. And comes the network operating system, NOS, a software that manages communication on the network and coordinates network resources that can reside on every computer or on a dedicated server. And of course this involves of a hub or switches, routers, all this will come into the picture where because we deal with the telecommunication network or infrastructure. The internet technologies and their supporting rules. So basically the internet is the large implementation of client and server computing and internet networking. So linking hundreds of thousands of individual networks and 1 billion people worldwide. Individual connects to the internet in two ways. Right? The one is the using the internet service providers (ISP) and through their business firms. This can be done anyway. However, the way that is being implemented or deployed is using the TCP/IP networking protocol suite. So this is the very fundamental. So every computer is assigned with a unique IP, right, which is where we have the 4 strings of numbers ranging from 0 to 255. This is the basic. And then followed by the domain name server or domain name system, which is converting the IP address into names. For example, google.com, it will be an IP address, let's say, for example, 207.46.250.119. This is the IP address. But when we have the domain name system being implemented, we are able to retrieve it into names. So it will be google.com. So the DNS is actually the hierarchical structure which specifies the root domain, top level domains, and second level domains, and host computers at third level. Then comes the VPNs, where it is known as a virtual private network. It is actually used for secure and encrypted private network usage, and most of the time it's been configured with the public network to take advantage of economic scale and management facilities of large networks such as the internet. The World Wide Web, WWW. So web pages are formatted with graphics and text and dynamics using the HTML. This is the basic. So web pages are requested by clients and delivered by web servers is known as the HTTP. That is where we are able to put it at the first address when we find for any web address. And then followed by the domain name, like for example, www.google.com. Right? So this is where we are able to find this importance or to locate this particular website. So the address types in a browser to locate a file, including the directed path and the document name together, is called as the URL. Right? So www.google.com, the whole thing is called as Uniform Resource Locator (URL). Right? Now, utilizing the internet. Now, most of the time, users find information on the internet using the search engines. So the first search engines were simple keyword index of all the pages they visited. So this is the normal practice, right? So contemporary searches engine are using more complex, or the way it is more relevant based on the popularity of each pages. And most of the web pages are locating information based on Google's database, and they become more popular as you start to search them, right? And some of it we have the paid and the sponsored advertisement sites where we will be able to see them at the very beginning of each of the search. How Google works. Most of the Google search engine, I think, is a continuous crawling of the web, and this index the content of each pages where it calculates the popularity and then store this page so that you can respond quickly to the user's request of a page. Like for example, now I search for Facebook, and of course many people will be typing, rather than typing URL, they will be typing in the Google search Facebook. So this page will immediately appear as soon as you type Facebook. So this process usually takes about 1/2 seconds or probably lesser than that. In nanoseconds, you might be able to see this reflected in your site. Mobile search refers to the creating of an online search engine with the use of a mobile device such as a smartphone or tablet. In layman terms, semantic search seeks to understand natural language, the way that human world is. For example, if you are asked your friend, what is the largest mama? And the follow-up question which comes up is the how big is it? So your friend will understand that, and it refers to the largest mama. For example, a blue whale. So that's how. Or for another example, someone posted in a Twitter, "I'm feeling sad today." So the semantic search is where they will try to find the way that the person is actually portraying the fact, with the images or with just the way or the response of it. So this can be used in semantic concept. Then comes the social search, where it uses the element of user behavior, implicit and explicit, to improve the results of search inside and outside the network. The internet technology standards. Now, most of the standard has been involved, and as of recent, the IoT has been the emerging technology with the connectivity where it is being widely diverse and complex. So we certainly cannot find one side of communication that provides solutions for all industries or organizations. So there are a lot of types. So one of it, there, of course, we know the cellular system. Cellular systems are wireless communication systems that divide a large geographic area into small sections, or known as cell. So each of it uses a low power wireless transmitter for the purpose of optimizing the use of limited number of frequencies. So the main distinction between the GSM and the CDMA is that GSM is based on the customer's information that is put in the SIM card, which can be moved to another new mobile anytime. Whereas only mobile phone from a set of whitelisted companies can be used with the CDMA network. In other terms, GSM is more to the physical device that you are going to use, and however, CDMA is more to the approach or the techniques being used for the communication to take place between your device to the base station. Looking into the generations of how cellular networks has been evolved, currently we are at the 5G, fifth generation technology, and every successive of these generations will have the abbreviated of G behind, having introduced of increasing advances in the data carrying capacity and decreasing in the latency, and the latest, of course, 5G with no exception. Although formal 5G standards are yet to be set, 5G is expected to be at least 3 times faster than the current 4G standards. And in in Europe countries, I think they have been further researching in 6G and 7G standards as well. Other networks involves Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and RFID, NFC, LoRa, and LoRaWAN as well. Wireless sensor network. Generally, wireless sensor network is being used as way of communicating from one sensor node to another sensor node, because it's quite easier for the implementation of the usage of IoT as well. So it supports dealing with any small number of components or sensors to send and receive within a short distance, or even for long distance you are able to use like LoRa and LoRaWAN to compute, so that the maintenance cost and the way of deploying it is going to be cheaper. So the concept is that it contains a large number of tiny sensors, and it is densely deployed either inside or where for a building, or maybe from one end to another end, or it can be very close to one another as well. So sensor node consists of sensing. It can do some data processing, and also it can communicate with components with your physical machines or the cloud-based infrastructure as well. So that wraps up topic 7, and I will see you on topic 8, which we will discuss on securing information system. Thank you.